I'll read. Welcome back. Today we're going to look at exponential bet. You can see in January we lost £3, a little over actually, on this system. So it's obviously going to need to book its ideas up during quarter 1. Otherwise we'll ditch it. But I want to take you through what happened in January and the plan for February. So as you can see here, this is the January tab, and if you remember from my first video, I'm not going into all the detail, but it's split into 6 separate, it's actually 4 separate systems, if you like, or strategies, call them strategies. This is the first one. These 3 place ones make up the second, that's a third, and that's a fourth, but these 3 place ones are split into 3. So there's actually 6 in total, if that makes sense. Now, this Sure Faves is their flagship one, which has got the best performance across the board. And I do believe it was probably the first, one of the first, if not the first, strategy that they created back in 2020, and it's been run at a profit since then. In fact, all of them have been run at a profit, just some have been sort of slightly less performing than others. But what we've done during January, I only started on the 7th, as you can see here, and we were just placing 10p stakes on all the bets. So as you can see, this is the totals here at the top. The sort of 25 days that I had in January is kind of split up. The first half everything done really well, and then it started, if going down here, it took a turn for the worse and got negative, to the point we ended up £3.56 loss by the end of the 31st of January. So we had a first good 10 or 12 days, and then a bad second sort of 12 to 13 days. But as you can see, we did have this bet focus number 1 was profitable, and we had 46 bets, and we spent £4.60 on those 46 bets, and we made a profit of 123, which is in fact a 26.74% return, which is really good. This one lost 26%. This one gained 10%, a loss of 27.5%, a loss of 49%, and the flagship was a small loss of 6%, 51p. So based on that information, I know this is a really, really small subset, and if you go onto the Exponential Bet website, you can actually see the graphs for the last 2 years for most of these. Some of them only started a little bit later on, so there'll be less history, but you can look at all the graphs and make your own decisions on how you want to play them. I'd recommend doing so, actually. I'll leave a link in the description. But what I'm going to do, based on my figures, I know, like I say, this was only sort of just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks worth of data here. Actually, it's 3 weeks. It's over 21 days. What am I talking about? I'm going to actually make a decision on these 2 good ones here, because of the 3 days, and also I'm going to stick with this one being a flagship product, and it's probably just hopefully just a blip here. And I was going to ditch these other 3 altogether, but what I've realized is the graphs on the website only provide quarterly updates, so you only see 3 months at a time. So for example, if you go and have a look at the graphs now, they only go up until the end of December 2022. So I would lose track of how they were performing on a monthly basis, like the current months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these running at 10p, these 3 ones that have really not performed well at all. I'm going to keep them running at 10p for February, because obviously I need to test this system for you guys, and I can obviously, I'm happy enough to, I'm not saying obviously I can afford the loss, but I'm happy enough to take the loss just to keep them going at 10p, because over 3 weeks you're talking a few quid on each one. However, with the other 3, I'm going to up the stakes to £2 per bet, which is quite an increase. It's 20 times higher than 10p. The reason I'm doing £2 is because I'm still on the 1 subscription, which allows me to bet on all these 6 strategies. If you remember from the last video, the actual pricing of the plans, you can bet a maximum of £2, and it's only £10 a month to use the actual system. So for £10 a month, I'm opening this one, and this one at £2 per bet. So what I'll do, I'll just show you how that translates to February, because it's actually the 3rd of February now, Friday the 3rd. And so we've got 2 days worth of data for February already. So if I click on this February tab here, I'm doing the exact same spreadsheet, but obviously with the new stakes. So you can see that this one here, Bet Focus, I'm now staking £2. Unfortunately, in the first 2 days there for Bet Focus, there hasn't been any bets. On this one here, which really performed poorly in January, I'm leaving that at 10 pence. This one's going up to £2, and as you can see, there was 3 bets on the first, totaling £6, and we got a profit of £5.88, which is actually a 98% return. So that one's done really well, but obviously I appreciate it's only 3 bets, so it's only 1 day's worth of data. This one here, where we're still putting 10 pence on, that one had 1 bet on Wednesday, which won. On this one's down to 10 pence because it didn't perform well at all in January, and it's sort of kept up with that trend. So this one may be going to burden sort of for March, and that's the reason I'm still putting 10 pence on these poor performing ones, just so I can see if they continue to perform poorly. And the Sure Faves one, you can see how we've had 10 bets over the period of time, and we're 50 pence up, so that's a 2.5% return. And then if we look at the total here, and again, I appreciate it's only 2 days, 27 bets to £27.40 spent. We're £5.85 up, which is a return on investment of 21%. So these are the overarching figures here that we need to see at the end of February to see how we get on. And then we can tweak these again based on that. Obviously, I don't want to keep changing them too much and chasing with tails, because you might have one strategy that performs better one month and not the other, and you shouldn't probably react to history all the time. But we'll try and settle this down at some point. For example, if this one continues like that, will get ditched altogether. Maybe this one as well. But obviously, these figures will build up as we go through the month, so that'll be part of the monthly updates. And then just looking at the dashboard, this is the kind of thing we're going to have each month. You can see here that we lost a £3.56 in January. And we're currently £5.85 up, but obviously this is only 2 days worth. But this will build out for each month throughout the year, and we'll see how we get on with each one. I hope that's been a good overview of the system. I'll leave a link in the description for it. It is like I've mentioned in the previous video, it's more like a long-term investment tool. It's kind of changing your betting systems into investing, basically. But do bear in mind the one big advantage of this system, it's all automated. All these bets are placed, and all you do is go into the website each day and have a look if you want to. There's no need to if you don't want to. It's just like checking back on your sort of stocks or shares or your ISAs, things like that, to see if they're performing or not, see if they've gone up or down. And it's all automated, so the bets are placed automatically for you. You don't need a PC or anything, because it's all based on the web in the cloud. Okay, I hope that's been helpful for you. I'll leave a link to everything in the description. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And if you want to see further updates, make sure you click the subscribe button. You'll get notified when there's an update for any of these systems and any of these income streams released. Thanks for watching. Cheers now.